Hi everyone, Mike from FisherMN here, back to talk to you about some surefire gifts that fisherman in your life is gonna like. Or maybe you just want to splurge on yourself. Alright, so the first thing I think about when I have somebody to buy for who is really an avid outdoors person is I really want to know what they're into. So if you're buying for that fisherman in your life, find out what do they like to fish for, how do they like to fish, and I'll tell you, the more somebody fishes, the more you're going to have to think about what you get them, because us fisher people are pretty set in our ways. I got this idea to do a video about gift giving for that fisherman after last year. Boy, my family really came through. I've got a sister who's a graphic designer, and you can kind of see behind me. She took all my thumbnails and she made a picture for me, and it just turned out so awesome. It was that personalized touch and such a great gift. Now, another part of my family decided, you know what? FisherMN likes the Booyah Pad Crashers, so they bought me 50 Booyah Pad Crashers. So that might even tell you how old I turned last year. Those were some pretty extreme examples of some awesome gifts my family ended up giving me. But you know what? They don't all have to be gigantic gifts or gifts that take a lot of time. I'm going to give you some ideas that just about any fisherman is going to like. Let's start small. Every fisherman needs certain things in their tackle box or in their boat that are going to help their fishing. It's kind of tough to find those lures unless you know exactly which lures they want, like the Booyah Pad Crashers for me. So what you can do is you can find things that'll help supplement their fishing. I'm always happy to have a really nice pair of aluminum pliers in my boat, and you can go on Amazon and find a pair of aluminum pliers between $14 and $30. The best thing to do would be to read some reviews and pick out a pair. I think most fishermen would be happy with a pair of aluminum pliers. Another thing, if you're a frog fisherman like me, or you know that your person uses a lot of soft plastics, there's a product called Mend It. Mend It is a product that's like a liquid glue that can fix soft plastic or a frog right on the spot. You just dab it on, and within seconds it's dried. Here's what it looked like on the water for me last summer. All right, so what I was talking about is there's a crack right where the lip of the frog is. And I do have some stuff that can help. I've got this stuff called Mend It, and it's liquid plastic. So let's put some of that on there. It dries within seconds. So we'll glom some of that on there and see if that can save our frog. Otherwise, we're gonna have to switch it. There it is. I highly recommend Mend It. The cheapest I found it was $8.99 for a jar on Cabela's.com. But if you're into the convenience of Amazon, they also had it for about $12.99 for a jar. Another good idea for that angler you might know, especially if they're in a kayak and especially if they're thinking about doing a kayak tournament, or maybe you think they're just not accurate with their measurements of their fish they're telling you about, you could get them a measuring board. Every good kayaker needs a measuring board in their kayak. The one that I always use is called a hog trough, and it's made out of plastic, and it's sold just about everywhere. You can find it online on Austin Kayak, or you can find it online at Cabela's, and it runs about $18.99 for the board, and I got a lot of use out of it this summer. If you watch any of my videos, I'm always measuring, and it's a hog trough that I use. The one thing I will say about hog trough is when you get it, you need to take a permanent marker and mark the length measurements so that you can see it, especially if you do a video. My family told me this year, hey, pick something out, so I'm gonna get a catch measuring board. A little more pricey board. The one I'm getting is actually about $80, but that includes it having it personalized with my name on it and everything. So the hog trough will work in Minnesota Kayak Fishing Association tournaments, and the catch board is certified through Kayak Bass Fishing, more of a national certification if you're looking to do some bigger tournaments. I just thought they looked really nice, and with the amount of measuring I did this year, I thought that'd be a nice addition to my kayak for next year. Another nice present for that fisher person in your life would be a scale. I've always gone with the most basic Berkeley scale. I looked it up on Cabela's, and it was $29. The same scale on Amazon, it's about $17.99. So just the most basic digital scale is what I get. And then I modify it just a little bit with a fish grabber, a 6-inch fish grabber. The hook that it comes with just isn't good for the fish. So the fish grabber is a little easier on the fish, plus it's a little easier to weigh because you can just clip it right on their lip, especially if it's a bass. But I've also measured northerns with it. And the smaller fish clip will run you between $8 and $12. And like I said, it's a 6-inch. I make the distinction because there's something else I use on my boat all the time, but I don't use it what it's usually used for, and that's a fish grabber. So I have a 12-inch fish grabber, and most of the times you would assume that you're using that to get the fish out of the water. Actually, what I do is my fish grabber will be hooked up to a rope, and I can just hook that fish in the mouth and let it be in the water while I get my cameras and everything else ready. I'll show you a clip of both of these things in action. The first, it was a big smallmouth that I caught, and what I did was I hooked it up with my bigger fish grabber and got my scale and my front camera and everything ready, and then I took it off the fish grabber and I hooked it up to my scale so that I could get an accurate weight on it. So here's what that all looked like in action a couple of summers ago.
Nice thing is he's in the water the whole time, so he's recovering. I'm guessing 4 pounds. What do you guys think?
So some ideas that could help that fisher person in your life put some more fish in the boat and give you an accurate measure of how big that fish was that they caught. All right, so moving on, mystery tackle box. This is something that, about 3 years ago, I got for 6 months. And let me tell you, there's something about getting a package in the mail every month, not knowing what it is, and opening it up. I especially liked it during the winter months because it kind of reminded me of fishing. It kind of kept me going, remembering fishing in the summer. So mystery tackle box, let me show you, comes in a box like this every month, and you can pick your species. I've always done bass when I did it in the past, and they send you a bunch of lures. They send you a book of how to use the lures, and they're usually pretty up to date. I remember getting a whopper plopper, getting some minnow baits, lots of plastics. So that's something that made me kind of stop getting it for a little bit because I don't use a lot of plastics. But now that I'm kind of expanding and trying some new things, I think it's time for me again, and I think I'm going to do another 6-month round with Mystery Tackle Box. The nice thing is, right now, they have a sale. This is November 20th when I'm telling you about this, and I think through Thanksgiving weekend, they have 20% off of all their subscription boxes. So they offer 3 kinds of boxes. They have a regular, they have a pro, and they have an elite box. And each one of them kind of graduates to more and more tackle and more high-end tackle. I always got the pro one when I did it in the past, and I was super happy with the brands that I got, even some brands that I didn't know about that now I kind of use. You're going to get a wide variety of stuff. Just because I love fishing and I always like to include some fishing in all of my videos, here's a couple of fish that I caught with items from the Mystery Tackle Box. So if you aren't sure if you want to do the mystery tackle box, good news. If you go to just about any store now, it seems like Dick's has got it, Sportsman's Warehouse I believe has it, and even Wal Mart has some single purchase mystery tackle boxes. So as I was going through, this one was $17, and it's the panfish. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you can pick your species. You can pick walleye, you can pick panfish, you can pick bass. They have a whole variety of species, and if you do a subscription, you can move back and forth between the different species. I believe they even have an ice fishing box, which might be great for the winter. So I just wanted to show you real quick what was in my panfish mystery tackle box. Okay, so you always get this book, and this is where it talks about the different lures and things and how to use them. I got a nice little jigging lure, tungsten. Tungsten is always a little bit more expensive. You get a card that tells you exactly what's inside of the box. There's always a cool sticker that has something to do with fishing. Another jigging kind of spoon. A lot of this stuff I think I'm going to use for ice fishing, so that worked out kind of well for this panfish box. Got some soft plastics. Some soft plastics you can bet I'll be using next summer. And some more plastics. Like I said, there's a lot of plastics in these boxes that I could probably use either in the winter or maybe even next summer. The box itself has a ruler, and they even have a challenge to make a video or document using all the things in the box to catch a fish or to catch fish on each thing. So you might want to check that out. It's just really well run from what I've seen. Easy to cancel your subscription when you're done with it. Easy to switch between the different types of things that they offer. So I would highly recommend mystery tackle box, especially if you have a younger person. Go with that regular box and have them fill up their tackle box. It'll be kind of a neat thing. And I think those subscriptions, if you would do a year subscription, I think it's only around like $13 and for that regular subscription, and you get about $25 worth of gear every month. So you might want to look into that. If you're still wondering about mystery tackle box, there are tons of unboxing videos on YouTube. Check them out and see if that's something that's for you. My last idea was going to be a good idea to show you my favorite shirt here. Fish more, worry less. Hopefully you can see that. It's a St. Croix shirt, but guess what? They don't sell them anymore. I did a search this morning, but I would say get your favorite angler a nice fishing shirt. And I've got 3 places that are really good places to go. A couple of them you might know about. One of them I don't think many people know about, but the first one is St. Croix. They have these shirts are awesome quality. Here's a couple of my favorite ones that I found on their website. Check out their Black Friday special. This week they're going to have a certain percentage off or free shipping or something. You should be able to get those shirts at a cheaper price. The second place I wanted to mention is Life is Good. Talk about a place that has a bunch of positive shirts. Not only just fishing, but other shirts. But here's some that I found on that site that I really liked. And they have a promotion right now. If you spend $100, which is easy, their shirts are a little pricey, you can get 1 free shirt if you spend $100. Now I'll give you a little hint about Life is Good. Hopefully you watched my video on Saturday. If you haven't, check it out. I mentioned Sierra Trading Post. Put Life is Good in a Sierra Trading Post search, and you're gonna find that they have their shirts about half price, but the sizes and the different shirts are kind of limited. But you might just find a gem. In fact, I just ordered 2 of them, one for Dad, one for me, off of Sierra Trading Post. The last place is one I'm not sure a lot of people know about, and that is Fish Face. Fish Face, I kind of gained notoriety going to a bunch of festivals and things, and that's where I got my first Fish Face shirt. But now they've got a pretty good online presence, and here's some of the favorite ones I saw on Fish Face. Fish Face is actually based on fishing, but they do have some hunting shirts, and they're just kind of quirky shirts that have kind of funny sayings and things on them. I think that fisher person in your life would really appreciate one of those. Well, there you have it. A few more ideas for that fisher person in your life, or splurging for yourself, as we head into the holiday season. I hope you got some good ideas from this video. I'm always open to suggestions. I'll have one more gift idea video coming out this week. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.